Uh-huh.
Yay! 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 Yay!
I love that our show started a bit before our show.
Happy New Year!
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. It's a new year. It's the same season, but it's the new year.
Yeah.
Still season 2. But
Still winter.
it's a little nipply out there today. So look, we have a Christmas gift that we've been sitting on for like 2 weeks. So just to get us out of the holidays and into the new year, we got to start it with that. I have it right here.
Oh, okay.
You're looking around the studio like, what's going on?
I am. I'm like, where'd it go?
So we know who it's from because A, who's going to send us a Christmas gift?
Well, only Liz.
And B, she has her own return labels.
Yeah.
Look at that. I don't have my own return labels.
I have the ones that they send you for free. Like if you
When you get a checkbook?
No. When you make a donation to like animal welfare, they send you ones that have like a picture of a dog and a cat, and they say, "Hey, look, give us another donation. We made these for you." And so I have those. But yeah, hers says, "Hi there, hi there."
That's it.
It reminds me of, remember that movie Fern Gully?
Yeah, I remember Fern Gully.
Right, Fern Gully it has.
I don't remember what happened in Fern Gully. I remember that Fern Gully exists.
Well, the fact that was the first time that Robin Williams got onto a cartoon, right? It's the first time we heard him be a cartoon.
Okay.
He was the bat that had been the lab bat that got out.
Again, I remember nothing about the plotline of Fern Gully.
Anyway, the fairies that he finds himself among, he can't believe there's fairies. They can't believe that he's been around humans, that humans are real. That's an actual thing.
Stupid fairies.
Of course they are. The hi there reminds me of his comment of saying it's something about they're women with large bottoms that walk around and say, "Hi, Helen." That was the joke. That was the, "Hi, Helen." So when I see "Hi there," that's what I think of. Sorry.
So here's the card. We have a card of Liz. It looks like she's making love to a bottle of Maker's Mark.
Oh, goodness.
It's definitely Maker's Mark.
It's. I think it's just a smooch.
What's it say? What's it say on there?
The front says, "Oh, what fun." And that fun has her with Loki from the Tom Hiddleston. Is that one? Is he Loki? And another one with Paul Rudd. Picture of her in the mud from the Mud Run at Harry Brook.
Why Paul Rudd? Why?
He's Ant-Man. She loves Marvel.
I know, but I mean, I guess Paul Rudd. She's taking she takes a lot of pictures. She goes to conventions a lot. She takes a lot of pictures with celebrities. Why Paul Rudd? Why don't you I know she's met several Star Trek and Star Wars people on there. Put them on.
She went Marvel.
I haven't talked about Ant-Man.
She went Marvel. This card isn't made for us. This card is a general card.
Okay, true.
The back says, it's a lot. It's an honor of people, and it's all serious. So, hey, she kisses a bottle of Maker's Mark.
There you go. She sent it along with some stamped envelopes as well, so
Interesting.
I think we're going to have to use these to send, like...
is that part of the gift?
Users. I think it says on the back here what they're for. In honor of her Aunt Linda, an avid writer, I've enclosed 2 pre-stamped envelopes. Please use them to reach out to friends and loved ones this holiday season. Okay, again, this wasn't for us. So, what we're going to do with these envelopes is, I don't know, we should send something to some of our listeners with these envelopes that Liz paid for. Paid for by Liz.
Yeah, thanks, Liz. And we can send these to anyone. So, how about someone private message us their address and we'll send something?
Oh, good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
So DM us, private message, whatever, Twitter, Facebook. Send us your address, and we'll send the first 4 addresses a little treat. A little gift.
Something.
But anyway.
A nifty gifty.
A nifty gifty. We have a gift, though. She actually left us, and it's very well wrapped in brown paper.
Yeah.
This reminds me of like when you used to have to wrap your book in brown paper bags,
right?
When you were in elementary school.
You know, I just thought of that the other day. That was all through high school for me, by the way.
Yeah.
Wrapping your book, and I had a brown bag from going to the grocery store because I don't bring reusable bags. I just never think of it. So
I think by the time I hit high school, I stopped caring.
Oh, okay. I
is
see.
what it was. Because they made you wrap them because they were like, oh, we're going to have these books for 10 years.
Yeah.
Now there's a new edition every year, and it's digital.
What I love is...
They should just give every kid an iPad.
It was a blank canvas for you to draw stuff on. That's what I loved.
Yes.
That was the coolest part. So you'd have different sports teams, or you'd put like for some reason, this is also the time I was in. The music I was listening to was more. It was like Sign of Anarchy, all that stuff would be on your book, and be like, they look at me and go, "Aren't you part of the Young Republicans?" And you've got an anarchy logo
symbol.
Like, shut up! It's cool. I like the music.
I remember I once got in trouble for drawing boobies.
Oh, well, I can see that.
It was for the growth and development class, and I'm like, "Here's boobies." 6th grade, Mike. What do you expect? All right, so open this up. Oh, okay.
Oh. We open up the brown
so
paper, and it's a wrapped. Oh, there's 2 wrapped gifts.
Oh, okay.
There's
that makes
2 in
sense.
here.
I was gonna say because so
one in Santa wrapping and one in Marvel wrapping.
which I'm assuming yours is the Santa wrapped one.
It says to Santa from Liz.
There you go. Good assumption. Okay, you go
Let's see.
first.
Hold on, maybe let's see the other one. Make sure that's for you. It might be able to both be for me.
This is addressed to Mike Fu Media, so this is to the company. This is to the studio.
Interesting.
Here. All right.
Well, mine is to Santa, who's not here, but I'll open it for him. Why don't you open yours at the same time, and we can turn them around?
Okay, what do you got?
Oh, goodness.
Uh-huh.
This is a sassy picture.
Of?
It says, Billy, don't lose this one. Charisma.
Oh.
It's a large photograph.
Don't lose this one.
Well, see, we mentioned it once before that when I was in my younger days and collecting autographs and that kind of thing, I had an autograph from Charisma Carpenter.
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she was
in your younger days?
In my younger days. She still looks fantastic, and I'm
Is
sure.
Is that her today?
Who knows?
What did she look like in your younger days?
Oh, she was gorgeous. She was on Angel and all these shows. She was a beautiful woman. Thank you, Liz. That's very nice of you.
All right. So now I'm assuming that mine's going to be an autograph as well. I'm
You
assuming
don't
it's
know.
a Star Trek autograph.
That's a good guess. But are you one of those people that guesses your presents before you open them?
I was way wrong.
Oh, my goodness.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Mo. Signed Pee Wee Herman.
Your pal, Pee Wee.
Oh, that's
Herman.
amazing. I'm told this is going up on the wall here in the
That's
studio.
hysterical.
Now, since it was addressed to Mike Fu Media, I'm going to have to open this up, get some acetane, and take your name off of it.
No, you will not.
Absolutely.
This is a tribute to our show.
This is great.
Done at Mike Fu Media.
Fine, but when we need to have the fire sale to be able to pay for stuff, we'll take rubbing alcohol, take the inscriptions off, and then put it up there. All right, Paul Rubens in the house. He signed it, Paul Rubens, and inscribed Pee Wee Herman.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat.
That's
going up in the studio right here.
That's hysterical. That's good stuff.
Awesome. Okay. So, all right. Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. That was very kind.
This is very kind, very unexpected, very unnecessary.
And knowing how those shows work that she goes to, that's some time in that gift. She had to wait in line and then pay for those things.
Yeah.
She probably had to wait for an hour plus for Charisma and maybe 15, 20 minutes for Pee Wee. I mean, that's impressive.
That's so while we wrap up the Liz portion of the show, I'm assuming that she has a call.
All right, let's see.
We have 3 lights blinking.
Blinkety blink blink.
Blinkety blink. So I'm hoping that this is hers. Let's try it out.
Hey guys, Dave here.
No. No. This is the Liz portion of the show.
Yeah.
This is the Liz portion. We'll get to you in a second, Dave.
Hello, boys.
There she is.
Liz. I'm filling out my Christmas cards, and I just got yours.
Well, I guess we haven't heard this in a while.
It's been a while since we've been on the air.
I have a question, though. When is there going to be bars, though, with Mike and Mo merch? Like tote bags and beer mugs and shot glasses and, like golf balls that you could use at the Canoga Valley Country Club. Bring your friends, bring your coworkers, place a bet and lose a lot of money because you are overconfident in your golf game.
What? No, I suck
Canoga
at
Valley
golf.
Country Club, best darn country club around.
She's still going. Is that it? That's it.
And she just goes. And she's done. That's great.
Liz on fire to start the show. Look at this.
Well, so first off, thanks for the plug.
Thanks
Always
for
great to hear.
everything, Liz.
So kind of go backwards with it. So she asked when we're going to have merch.
Good segue.
Would you like to address this?
Good segue. Yeah. So it was kind of a gift to me. Mo comes in. He says, I spent $100 on the show. And my first response was, why? So I was like, well, you spend money on this? No, we have a new logo for season 2.
Yeah.
Because technically season 1's logo is illegal for us to sell.
Well, we didn't have to talk about that.
Totally. Well, we didn't sell it, so it's perfectly fine.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was a
that's
Bitmoji. Is
Right.
what we use, right?
And Bitmoji doesn't like that used.
Yeah, you
and
can't
all
sell
this
their
stuff.
things. So we had a illustrator. What was his name?
Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
His name and his voice are completely different.
Very different, yeah.
He doesn't sound like an Austin. But so Austin drew up this new cartoony logo for us, which I guess you've already seen if you clicked on the show.
Right.
Because the logo is now on the things.
Kinda cool.
On the socials and on the podcast apps.
Kind of nifty.
Kind of nifty.
Kind of neat.
So, yeah, I guess next step, now that we actually have a legal logo.
Yeah, it's
that's
ours.
Yeah.
I'd love to do some shirts, maybe
do a
some mugs or she said shot glasses. That's a maybe.
So there's 2 ways around this. One, we can go to one of those sites that kind of produce and ship and do it all and gives us 15%.
Squad Locker.
Squad Locker,
Yeah.
yeah, Custom Ink. You know.
Yeah, you and I both have used that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it works.
Or we can buy the stuff ourselves and have all this inventory and make
Sit
more
on
money.
inventory and both of you listening to the show right
Yeah.
now can buy something.
Yeah.
Support the show.
We should get to Dave's call, so maybe he actually listens and buys.
Maybe
some of
we'll
our
see. Well,
stuff.
hey, look,
we'll be nice
thank
to
you,
Dave
Liz.
from now on.
It was wonderful, nice gifts. I'm looking now. He has the.
I got Pee Wee over my shoulder.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Mo.
The laugh, A+.
Yeah.
The voice,
It's
B-,
tough
maybe C+.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Voice not good. that is spot on.
Thanks, man.
That's spot on. All right, use that throughout.
He's just staring me down.
No, it's not.
I can't get it.
No.
At my job at the park, we have a chair that looks like Cherry from
From Pee Wee's
Pee-wee,
Playhouse. Yeah.
It looks just like it. I'll show it to you next time I pick up the cushion. I always like just pick it up and start talking with it, and people start cracking up. So like that looks just like him.
Hey guys, Dave here.
Hi, Dave.
I feel I must respond to Billy's question to me regarding a customer or a business phone call
We're back to this.
at a 10 p.m. at night. And I think the first thing that needs to be said is that I live my life, as most of us do nowadays, in about 140 characters. So if you can't fit what you need to say in a text, a building must be on fire for you to actually call me, because I will automatically be irritated when I pick up my phone. Because
All right, I'm irritated by picking up my phone
Well,
today. that was.
Hold on, I'm irritated by the fact that you have to live in 140 characters.
Uh,
If you work in any kind of business where you deal with people, which is business, your voice becomes fairly important.
buy my shit, sign Dave.
Right? Like, have you ever had a client you've worked with where you didn't talk to them and have a personal connection with?
I mean,
In some way, you have to.
I've had clients that I didn't want to talk to,
Right?
but I
we all
still
have.
talk to them.
We all have.
Yeah. All right, we'll finish up your call because I want you to buy a shirt, so I'll give you all the airtime.
you called me instead of texting. So on that side, I tend to agree with Billy that, yes,
All right, I'm stopping it again right there. No, you don't. You just spent 30 seconds being like, I don't agree with Bill, but I agree with Billy. So here we go. Moving on. Keep going.
a phone call after 9 p.m. is 100% unacceptable.
Okay, fair. Yes.
Another thing I wanted to run by you guys, one of my personal pet peeves, is the way people now, when you ask them, hey, I want to order lunch, you want me to order a chicken sandwich? No, I can't eat chicken. I'm a pescatarian. Or,
What?
No, I can't eat that. I'm a vegetarian. Or no, I can't eat that. I'm on keto. No, I'm not. I didn't ask for your nutritional outlook.
Ooh.
I didn't ask for exactly what you eat or what you don't eat. I just said, do you want a sandwich? That's it. You can say no. That's fine. That's okay.
Okay. So I completely get where you're coming from here.
Yeah.
I completely. Oh, it stopped. There's still 15 seconds left.
Oh, okay.
It just stopped. My phone.
Let him finish.
My phone went to sleep because it's such a long damn call.
I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but it's really annoying because I know one thing's for sure. Everybody in this world, they're all eating something or we'd all be dead. I don't need to know exactly everything you're eating.
He sounds like Seinfeld.
Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays.
I don't need to know
I don't need to.
what everyone's eating.
What's the deal with pescatarianism? You say you're a vegetarian, but you're going to eat the fish. Just call yourself, I guess you call yourself a pescatarian, but I'm kind of on the same wavelength with him that everyone, whether it's a fad diet or a legit diet, it's like, yeah, I don't need to know the entire story. Just tell me what you want to eat. I get that with him. Catering is a wonderful thing.
It is.
It's
just
a
bring in
wonderful thing.
trays, put it out. You don't like it, go somewhere else.
There's a pasta, there's a chicken, there's a fish, there's a salad, there's a couple of sides, and there's a cookie. There's always a cookie plate.
I love
it's gotta
a
be the
cookie
cookie
plate.
plate. Oh,
or a
yes, you
cannoli
do.
plate. We get those once in a while.
Cannoli plate. There you
yeah.
go. I did a there was a documentary that I was working on a few months ago it was in a studio in Astoria, Queens, and the catering. We maybe had like 30 some odd people on the crew.
Yeah.
The catering was just out of this world.
Right.
There was Thai and Italian and like 5 kinds of desserts, and there was breakfast beforehand.
Wow.
And it was amazing. It was like a 10-hour shoot. It was it was great. The one thing that I love about the film unions are the food. The food.
They go all out, yeah.
Oh my God. Well, not by contract, you got to feed these people.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's why in film school, when you have no money, you start with, well, we'll feed you. That's always the first currency.
Right.
The first thing I was ever paid was a meal and credit.
Great.
I would laugh now if you came with meal and credit to me.
If I bring the right food, you'd do something for me.
No.
That sounded awful.
No.
Yeah.
It would have to be like it would have to be fugu. You bring me fugu?
Okay.
Oh, you know fugu.
No.
The blowfish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Bring me some fugu.
I'm not doing that. I will say we do the same thing in Hartford, where there is a cafeteria. You're welcome to go get food when you want.
Okay.
But each caucus provides food, and we pay for our own food. That's not tax dollars. We buy our own food as a caucus, and we'll put out lunch. We put out, and if that's always the question: are we going late? We don't know, because you don't know some days if you're going to be done at 2:00 in the afternoon, or if you're going to be done at 10:00 at night. You're just kind of rolling.
So you got to get that food there for 3:00
well,
every
that's the
time.
question: is did the dinner order get placed? Oh yeah, it got placed. All right, we're here for dinner, and then we just kind of cross our fingers and hope for tacos.
Oh, the tacos are good up there?
Love the tacos.
Okay, where do they come from? Does all the catering come from the cafeteria there?
No.
They order out.
No, order out.
Good,
yeah.
okay.
Or we get like Jay's. I love Jay's in Hartford. Shout out to Jay's in Hartford, who has the best. Oh my God, the salads and steaks and chicken and shrimp that they bring. Oh, it's amazing.
Did you ever get Bear's Barbecue delivered
Yes,
up there? Bear's
yes.
is a good barbecue joint. It's
Yeah.
not my favorite in the state.
Haven't had Bear's in a while,
It might be
but
top 5, but it's not my
it's
favorite.
good.
It's good. People up in Hartford act like it's the bee's knees.
It is in Hartford.
I guess it is.
In the city of Hartford, it's
Yeah.
the best you're going to find, but it's pricey for what it is. Sorry, Bears, but
Barbecue is always extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Is for what it is, right?
Yeah.
Especially considering.
well, there's time involved in that, and that's the difference.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna get to that.
Yeah.
There's time involved, but it's passive time. You take the meat, you rub it, you put it in the smoker, you
let
walk
it-
away for a day,
Yep.
and you come back and it's done. So it's a lot of passive time.
Right, but it is time. That machine has to be on the whole time.
Yeah.
It does take a little more prep.
Okay, so now riddle me
Yeah.
this: when I
Batman.
order, a side of,
Batman.
I'm cutting that out of the show. Let me finish. Stop interrupting me. You always interrupt me with these stupid Batmans.
Batman.
Let me finish. Let me finish a thought.
Bruce Wayne.
So.
Wait, did you lose your thought?
No, I have my thought, but I'm just sitting here like, why is this so funny to you?
You're getting so angry.
Why is this so funny?
It's
Well,
what
you always interrupt. Let me finish a thought. Let me finish a thought.
Sorry.
So,
Batman.
there it is. Okay, I was waiting for it. So you get a side dish. We're still talking about barbecue. You get a
Yeah.
side dish. I want a side of mac and cheese. Okay, $5. It comes in like a
Yeah.
little,
Yeah.
a cup, like a little plastic cup.
They always kill you on the mac and cheese.
It's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
same cup that you get, the brown dipping sauce with fried wontons or dumplings
Yeah.
at the China. It's like that small cup. It's like $5 for that amount of collard greens. I'm like, no. The sides, you overpay on the sides. And they're always a la carte, these barbecue places, too.
No, there's a place over. We've talked about this off the air. I think I don't know if we've talked about it on the air. In New York that I go to, Big W's.
Oh, I know Big Dubs.
Love
yeah.
me some Big W's.
And they use the vinegar
They do.
style barbecue sauce,
They do.
which I love. That's the Carolina style.
It is the Carolina style.
Yep.
Yeah. They also do cabbage. Their cabbage is off the charts good.
I just had the most amazing cabbage on New Year's Day.
Really?
Yeah. Went to our friend Tara's mother's house. She made this cabbage.
Sure.
And I'm like, what is in this? She goes, vinegar and sugar.
Wow.
And then you cook it.
Wow.
And I was like, how is it so good with 2 ingredients?
I'm Hungarian.
3, including the cabbage.
Cabbage is like the staple of our whole diet for Hungarian food.
Yeah.
And my God, Big W. Shout out to Dubs, man.
Dubs is good.
He makes great cabbage and that corn pudding.
Corn pudding, yes. I love whenever I get barbecue, I always get a bread pudding. That's my dessert.
Okay.
That's my barbecue dessert. Like,
nothing wrong with that.
If I go to like a fine steakhouse, I'm not getting that. That's a cheesecake is the dessert thing. Right. You go to Italian, you get the tiramisu.
Right.
Or cannoli. Cannoli is acceptable there.
Absolutely.
You go barbecue, you get the bread pudding.
Oh, it's so good.
A la mode. Now, apple crisp, peach cobbler, that's acceptable as well. It's acceptable as well.
I've never seen it at Dubs, though.
No, I'm just saying in a barbecue.
That corn pudding is enough of a dessert. Although that's a side, it's like a dessert. It's
it's very, very sweet. Yeah. You go to Asian food, the fried ice cream,
or yolk balls.
Well, the yolk bun is a different thing. Yolk bun is technically an appetizer.
They call them yolk balls over here.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No,
grab your menu.
Those are sesame balls.
No, yolk balls.
All right, you want to bet?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to bet one order of yolk bun or yolk balls.
Okay.
If it's yolk buns, you've got to buy them.
Okay.
If it's yolk balls, I'll buy them.
Done.
Okay, I'm going to go get the menu.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
The part is, I really don't care if it is or not. I just want to have some. I don't care if I'm right or wrong, if I'm buying or he's buying. I just want to have some yolk treats because they're amazing. So good. Hey, Mike. So did you find the menu?
Here you go.
I'm sure he just tossed me the menu, but I'm sure he read it before he did.
No, I just know I'm right already. You lost.
I lost.
Yeah. All right, so I'm getting some yolk buns in, when do they open, 11 o'clock?
Okay.
All right, we're placing that order. I'm going to have to push back my 11 o'clock meeting so I can get some of these yolk buns.
All right, next call.
I'm wrong. We need to change the subject now.
I don't care.
Hey, Mike and Mo. All right, what are some weird holiday traditions you guys do that you guys find totally and completely normal, but the rest of the world thinks it's really weird?
Good question.
Okay, so A, I don't know who you are. B, you need a throat lozenge, it sounds like.
Well, hey, thanks for the call. That's a nice way to treat our new out-of-the-blue caller.
Anonymous. Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh.
No idea.
So I should. Okay, I thought you were going to be like, that's my friend. So
I'm sure it is our friend.
Okay, so let me
Anyone who listens to this show is our friend.
So we could think that's really dickish to be like, that's just my voice.
Well, that's Mike.
Jesus gave me that voice. Okay. Do you really not know who that is?
No.
Oh, okay, no, then we're going to keep this. All right, this show's going.
She didn't announce herself.
Yeah, all right, so who is that?
Until she says who she is, I don't know who she is.
My best holiday tradition is taking a throat lozenge because I always get a sore throat, and you may think that's a weird response, but yeah, it's quite evident we've been sitting on these calls for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Look, we haven't been in the studio much, so
it's a busy time when Santa Claus takes over your life,
and then Santa Claus gets sick right after Christmas, and your whole household got sick. And, it was just an awful thing going around. But anyway,
there's your holiday tradition. We get the flu on December 26th every single time.
Man, it's funny. It's like your body shuts down and tells you, you know what, you made it through. Now I own you.
Here's payback for all of those cookies
and all those kids sitting in your lap sneezing and snot drooling. Yeah, that's a payback.
Is that your holiday tradition? Getting sick on December 26th.
Why don't you start?
Oh, a holiday tradition that I think is normal, but other people would think it's weird? Hey, if I think it's normal, how will I know? Like,
well, I mean, other people would have been like, "Wow, you do that?" You know, I don't know. For me, I still go to my parents' house.
How abnormal!
You know,
how weird of you going to your parents' house on Christmas.
Went to my sister's this year. We have a big meal. I get to hang out with my nephews. Like, I don't know. I don't see a lot of it being.
Oh, that's your holiday tradition. You beat the shit out of your nephew in Madden.
I did.
And you gloat. And you're like, I will beat the hell out of this child.
I do.
Some people could think that's a weird tradition.
He's not like he's 5. He's in high school. True. And he goes by his cousin who couldn't beat me until he was about 18 years old. And finally beat me in Madden when he was 18. But so he talks a lot of smack. the kid just keeps talking smack. He's going to beat me and blah, 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 blah.
It was kind of like you talking smack to me before we played.
Yeah.
And then you were just like, shit,
Yeah, I got beat.
Kind of good at this
I got beat.
Yeah. I used to do the same thing to my wife's nephew. I guess now my nephew.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Logan, shout out Logan. The first time I went to Ohio, he was young. He was maybe like 7, give or take. No, 6, I guess. Yeah, that was a decade ago is when I went. Anyway, maybe 7. I don't know. How old are you, Logan? I think you're 17 now. I don't know.
Irrelevant to the story.
Irrelevant. I don't even think he listens to the show. If he does, hey. He had a PS2, and it wasn't Madden. It wasn't Blitz. It was another football game. No, it was remember when ESPN used to have video games?
Yes.
Yeah, it was one of those, the old 2K
All right.
ESPN Yeah, I tried to use the game to teach him football.
Okay.
It just resulted in me destroying him. And at first I was like, learn to control the game. You know how you learn how to play the game? You run it every single time, and you learn how to run it, and then you start to pass it. And then, but I guess it's kind of tough for a 6-7-year-old to kind of learn how to play the video game football.
Touchdown. No,
yeah,
touchdown.
It was a little different because when we learned how to play football games, that was like Tecmo Bowl, right? There's 2 buttons, right? There's A and B, right? And then if you got really advanced and you had Sega, A, B,
Sega!
C.
Yeah.
And then SNES, A, B, X, Y.
You keep adding buttons and it becomes crazy.
Yeah, but they actually introduced the triggers as well.
But yeah, and now
SNES far superior to Sega Genesis.
Now there's 8 buttons and 2 toggle switches. I mean, it's a thing to have to learn how to utilize everything without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, as far as traditions go, I'll say this. This is something we had growing up in my house. It was a little bit different than some people.
Okay.
When you unwrap a present and you have that wrapping paper, the rule in our family was throw it at Dad. Like you make a ball and you throw it and try to hit him in the chest with it. Yeah, I hear you crumpling that up. So we would throw it at him, and then eventually Dad would get a bag and be like, hey, throw it in the bag, like basketball. And we just throw it right in Dad's chest. It's always the thing, try to hit Dad with a ball.
That's what you got to do.
And he got
tradition!
He just hit me right in the face. Wow. Tradition! That's a different show. Call back.
Yep.
So we would do that.
Different holiday as well.
Yeah. And my father would, every year, and he still does this, he thinks it's the funniest thing on the planet.
Okay.
He takes a present and wraps it super tight with like packing tape and the whole thing, and then wraps it and wraps it and wraps it. And next thing you know, it's in like a 5x5 box that you get brought out and he puts in front of you.
Wait, so is it like a Russian doll with a bunch of boxes inside boxes?
Yes.
So it's a box inside a box inside a box inside a box.
And he keeps going. He spends a month and a half, and it'll be like a Rubik's Cube keychain. Like it'll be something so dumb inside that you don't need.
He just loves it.
But
in the back of your mind, though, you're thinking like
entire time.
In the back of the mind, you're thinking like it may be the keys to a car. Like you don't know what's in there.
You know it. The first time you have no idea.
Yeah.
And then the second time you're like, maybe he changed his mind. When 30 years goes by, you go, yeah, it's going to be something stupid. And he laughs.
But what if next year it's like the keys to his new car? He just got a new car.
No, it won't be. He thinks it's the funniest thing in the world and he picks someone to do it to every year. It'll be me one year, my brother the next year, my nephew the next year. Then it'll be me, then me, then me. Then he loves picking on me with it.
Yeah.
The best one we ever did was
you're an easy target.
my sister's ex-husband. Whoa.
There seems to be an emergency.
Do we have to leave?
I don't know. This is on your phone. I apparently am not privy to said emergency.
Oh, this is very important. Snow squall warning at 10:45.
Dear God. What setting do you have your phone on that is like,
sudden whiteout?
It's gonna snow!
A little.
Suddenly! And without warning except for this one! Dear
I had no idea. I've never seen
God.
that come up before. That was crazy.
I was expecting it was going to be like Amber Alert.
I know, yeah.
See, my phone's the one plugged in for the voicemail. That you totally missed me.
I hit the thing in front of your face.
You tried throwing the paper back at me.
And it hit the screen in front of his microphone.
This is why you pitch underhand in softball, buddy.
Shut up.
Yeah, that was an intense warning for a snowstorm. I thought it was Amber Alert.
Yeah.
I thought it was Iran just launched a bunch of missiles at us.
Let's not get political.
I thought that's not political. That's scary. I was like, what's happening? The earth is ending. Jesus just came up. Or Satan. Somebody just...
I don't think Jesus would use a device.
I'm sorry. If the second coming happened...
Yeah.
I think Jesus would go... the phone would go off.
I can reach the most people this way.
I think the phone would go off.
So anyway...
Beep, beep! I'm in Nebraska. Everyone come to me. Beep!
I put my face on toast in Ohio. Come look. Anyway, let's get past this whole thing.
All right,
we're good.
The tsunami warning is over. Any other traditions? I can't think of any on my own.
No, I mean, that
Well,
was...
maybe a weird tradition for me. We go over our neighbor's house for Christmas dinner, but we're Jewish.
Okay.
And we celebrate Christmas.
Ha.
Yeah. It's not a Christian holiday anymore, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Never was.
You can turn it to whatever you like, whatever works for you. I'm all for that.
Yeah. To me, it's about prime rib and getting gifts from people when it's not my time to get gifts from people.
Well, I think I'm always one for sharing my like this is where people get all upset where you have to say happy holidays and all this stuff.
No one gets upset about that. All right, that's one of my biggest. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. She asked about pet peeves. It's people who are like, "You can't say Merry Christmas anymore," and then it's just like, actually, there is no war on Christmas. Sorry.
So
it's not a thing.
So for me,
you made it up.
It would be like you coming up to me during Hanukkah and saying Happy Hanukkah. I wouldn't be offended by that. I'm like, thank you. That's
I say
wonderful.
Merry Christmas to people. When I was working at a liquor store and it was like, I need a Christmas gift, I would say Merry Christmas. I say Merry Christmas to people all the time.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And look, especially for a guy who is Santa Claus.
But no one thinks there's something wrong with it. That's the thing. No one thinks there's anything wrong with it.
Some people do, or they make a big thing about it.
No, they don't. The only people who are like offended in the entire situation are the people who made up something that doesn't happen.
So I love when someone says Happy Hanukkah to me. You're sharing your holiday with me. You're sharing your holiday spirit and joy with me.
Absolutely.
I love that. If someone were to come up to me and say Happy Kwanzaa, I'm like, thank you. That's wonderful.
I wish a happy Ash Wednesday every year.
And
it's the happiest of the holidays. Like you got a little on you.
Let me get that.
You got a little schmutz.
A little spit and we
oh
get
my
that
God.
off for
The
you.
first time I ever saw that, like when I was a little kid, I didn't understand what was going on. Because when you're a little Jewish kid, you don't understand.
Right.
And it's just like, you got a little schmutz up there. And the guy I will never forget I don't even remember who it was, but it was an elderly man. Oh. And he just gave me that look like he was trying to send me to hell at that point in time. With his gaze.
Do I have any pull? Send this little Jewish boy straight to hell.
I love it.
All right, well, that was good. Those are good calls.
So speaking of old people, I'm sorry to do this to you. And you're lucky that people can't see you right now because it's an audio media. You have two eyebrow hairs that are just really long in opposite directions right now. I get a very long eyebrow hair too. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. He
just he smoothed them out. Is that riddle me this again? We're riddling.
Batman.
Is it wrong to pull out a really long eyebrow hair in public?
No.
Eyebrow hair.
Eyebrow hair is fine. Nose hair? No. Ear hair? No. And thank you, Billy Crystal, for bringing this up in City Slickers. Uh-huh. The older I get, I'm getting hair where I don't want hair, and I'm losing hair where I need hair. That's the start of City Slickers. He turns 40 years old and he's having this whole problem. And it's funny. Overnight, I'll get one eyebrow hair that'll just be like, boink!
And it's really long.
Yeah.
The weird thing, I mean, you probably won't have this issue right now because your hair is very, very blonde or white, depending on, when. Mm-hmm. But every now and again, so, like, I don't have dark facial hair, but it's got pigment.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like one will just grow, and it's just like I'm gonna grow 5 inches overnight, and I'm gonna be white.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it's just like, hey, according to the Bible, that's a sign of leprosy.
Oh,
did you know that?
I did not.
The
know
long
that.
white, yeah, it's a sign of leprosy. Yeah.
I'm dead.
What did the leper say to the whore?
I don't know.
Keep the tip. Oh!
We went there.
Bye-bye!
We went there. Good for you. So if it makes you feel any better, my beard used to be the same color as yours and then quickly went white.
Uh-huh. You know what was weird? When you were dyeing it red,
Yeah, the brawny paper towel guy.
That was strange, man.
Yeah, I won't do that again. A
No.
lot of people had issue with it. Yeah.
I got a couple pictures of that.
Oh, there's pictures
We'll
of it.
post them on our.
There's
on our,
pictures
on our
of it. I
Facebook.
mean, it was, look, I'm sick of looking like I'm 80 years old all the time. Let me go back to a different color. And I tried to do it myself, and I messed that all up pretty good. So I went to Sergio. Shout out to Sergio, who's
shout out Sergio,
the only Brazilian stylist that touches Santa's beard. And Sergio said, let me fix that. And he did. And we went dark, and we went dark red because red was the original color of my beard.
Okay.
And we went a little too dark for my skin tone, and
Fair.
that was my call.
Yeah.
And hey, look, I can't have a bad haircut these days, so I got a bad beard color for a couple of months till it grew back out. So what are you gonna do?
That'll happen. What can you do?
Maybe I'll dye it. I'll go jet black with it. What do you think? Jet black beard.
That's the poll. That's
All right.
the poll. Oh my God! Can we let the listeners decide?
It is an election year, so this probably won't happen. But I'd love to hear what people think.
Okay. Not black, not jet black, but like a nice natural, darker.
Okay.
I think if it was like the color of this table, like a nice beige.
Filthy.
Yeah. No, it's not actually filthy. That's just the wood grain. So here's the question: if someone offered you to take a half-court shot,
Okay.
half-court basketball shot, and you made it, and you made $10 million,
Impressive.
$20 million.
$100 million.
But if you missed it, you go to prison for 2 years.
Oh,
Yeah. Would you take that shot
no.
for $100 million?
No.
Really?
No.
Prison for 1 year. $100 million versus prison for 1 year.
No.
Really?
Odds aren't in my favor. Would you take that shot?
No.
Well, why are you looking at me like I should?
Because if I go to prison, I have a different outlook than if you went to prison.
Explain.
I am more. I'm more of a teddy bear.
You think you're more susceptible to...
I think my prospects in prison are a lot greater than yours. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I think you would be a lot more in jeopardy in prison than I would.
Yeah,
is what you're saying. Yeah.
In butt jeopardy. We'll just put it out there. My butt will be in jeopardy in prison.
No, I don't think I would because the odds... I mean, even if a free throw and I had to spend a year in prison, I don't know as I'm taking that chance. I'm not that good of a free throw shooter, let alone a half court, which is totally by chance.
Okay. If it was just a layup
Okay.
and it was $1 million
Yeah.
versus 10 years in prison,
Okay.
would you take that?
Yeah, I can make a layup any day. Why do you give me that smile?
I just think that we need to do a single layup contest where the odds are so heavily in my favor. Like
How
that.
could odds be in your favor?
Because if you're the one taking the layup,
Yeah.
it's got to be like 100 to 1 odds that you miss it.
It's more than that. I mean, a layup is something I've done for years and years and years and years and years. It's ingrained in my... It's like, can you pick up a baseball and throw it in the air more than 10 feet? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, of course I can.
Uh-huh.
So making a layup is nothing.
If that much pressure is on the rest of your life in jail, if you miss this layup,
Yeah, I'm missing a layup. It's no contest. There's nobody looking to block me. There's no defender.
okay.
Well, yeah, of course I'll make a layup.
Yeah, you don't know that.
But if you were to put me at the free throw line and do the same thing, that's a tough
Well,
call.
that's why I'm going like free throw
I
would be
used
more
to
like
be-
a
I used to be a good free throw shooter.
but that would be
too.
like a 1-to-1 type of odds.
I was a decent free throw shooter.
But that would be closer odds. I'm talking about like something that there
so
is
simple.
99.9% chance that you make it in.
What if it's? What
Would
if
you
there's-
still take that odds? Because there is the chance of missing. There could be a gust of wind. You could slip.
There's no gust of wind on a layup.
You could slip.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's like.
Missing the point, Mo. You're missing the point of this conversation
Why do you get so angry?
entirely. Because there's always a chance. There's always a chance.
There's always a
There's
chance.
always a chance
Yeah.
that you miss it.
But that's a huge odds in my favor kind of thing. What if we
So you would
reverse
play
it
the
and
odds
say,
game.
What about you
Mm-hmm.
pitching a strike to me? $1 million, 10 years in jail.
I mean, I can throw a strike. You have a pretty big strike zone,
All the pressure's on
but
you.
all the pressure's on. So I'm going to go with no. I would not
wow.
take that.
Yeah,
No.
it's a lot of risk.
No.
It's a lot of risk.
But the layup. So you're saying if something is an absolute sure thing, even though it might not be a sure thing, because anything can happen,
yeah,
you
yeah.
would, you
when
would still take
odds
it.
are that high in your favor, you take the shot. When the odds are that high in your favor.
But the odds are the consequence of the odds beating you are that extreme, you would still take it?
I don't see why you shy away from that one. That one's just too easy.
What if I gave you a dart? All you had to do was hit the board, but if you missed it, you get castrated.
Wow. This is getting dark.
Yeah. Look, I got nothing else to talk about, and we got another 20 minutes left.
So all I have to do is hit the board. What if the dart hits the board and bounces off?
No, it's got to stick.
Yeah, I'm not taking that shot.
It's got to stick.
So that would be a no.
Not if you're a good dart thrower.
But as long as the tip just has to hit the board, yeah, I'm in. Just the tip.
Okay.
Did you expect something different from me?
I would expect you to still not go for the layup. 100 years in prison versus nothing if you make it.
Yeah.
I know. I
versus
understand
nothing
it's a layup.
if I make it. You said there's $1 million on the table.
Well, not anymore.
Well, then why would I bother? There's no reward.
$50,000. Even for $50,000.
I'd probably still take it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
There's no downside. I'm not going to miss a layup.
Yeah.
Uncontested. Now, you tell me I'm playing against someone, right? There's someone defending me. Even if it's you, I'm still going to say no. Because there's a defender. That becomes a different equation.
So even if I'm defending you?
Yeah, it becomes a different equation.
All
because who knows, you do something stupid, or I do something stupid, I get cocky or whatever it is, and I clang one off the rim,
All right. So the moral of the story is Mo is afraid to go one-on-one against Mike. So let's move into the end of the episode here.
You kick my ankle.
We do a lot. I would bite your Achilles. It would be great. I'd call that baby from Pet Sematary to come and slice it. So let's wrap
Good
the shit.
callback. I like that.
Shit gets extreme over here on the court.
You're not kidding.
We like to end every episode with a recommendation. Now, typically it's been a Netflix thing. We actually had good other recommendation, a Twitter account recommendation.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that you're a very visual guy.
I am.
Not pleasingly to look at,
Aw.
but visual things,
Aw.
get you going. What do you got? What have you been watching?
Well, first off, that was really mean.
Yeah.
There's no need to be mean.
I just cut your Achilles podcast
You're
style.
angry, man. You're an angry little elf. You
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah.
And I'm Batman. You and I talked about this the other day off the air, and I it was an odd conversation because we never talk about this, but I've been watching Graham Norton like it's my job.
Yes.
So it is tough to find. Now, those who don't know, Graham Norton does a chat show.
He's an Irishman.
He's an Irishman, yes.
Yes.
So Graham Norton has a great show and brings on celebrities from all walks and has great interviews with these people.
He's been on for decades.
He has.
We used to watch his show. It was called So Graham Norton.
Yep.
It was on BBC. And when I would watch BBC America, because, I have an affinity for the English.
Sure.
So Graham Norton was great. Same exact show. And then eventually someone was like, in America, I'm going to discover him. And
Well, no,
it's
there's nothing over here. It's not anywhere. It's just because of social media. It kept popping it in front of me. So now.
Well, it's a much smaller world. The media world's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
We get more soccer in the U.S. than they do in England.
Like it or not.
It's literally sometimes impossible to find your match. Here in America, you can get every single one. So to that point.
It just kept coming up in my feed, and I'd watch, and you get stuck in that. Everyone does this. You get stuck in watching videos on like YouTube or something. Though you'll get one, then two. Next thing you know, you've watched like 10 of them, and you're like, "What am I doing with my day?"
Yeah.
I purposely will go on to YouTube at night, punch in Graham Norton, and see if I can find full-length shows, as opposed to watching a 5-minute clip here and there. He has some of the most amazing guests and Americans who open up a bit more and have a little more fun on there. They're great.
I like his format, too, because it's not just one-on-one with a guest like American talk shows. It's like a panel of guests.
5 guests on the couch.
And they're all going to be different types of people.
And they all interact with each other, and they're all having a cocktail, and they're just loose and relaxed and having fun.
My favorite are when they have a Scottish person on that the American cannot understand.
I love that.
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times. Yeah, it's a great show.
McAvoy's a tough time. I think the all-time best one, the one that made me a huge fan of the show, it made me go, wow, he's doing something different over here. I should watch more of this.
I don't know. Tell me.
Will Smith goes on the show.
Okay.
And he's there with Bradley Cooper and Heather Graham.
Oh, that's a great.
And his son.
That's a great couch.
Jaden's there, right?
Okay.
And this is before A Star Is Born, but it's a good group of people. And he said something about, last time I was on your show, we get a bunch of views. So he did a quick rap with his son, which was really cool to see the two of them work together.
Okay.
And he said, I'm gonna take it up a step this time, and this time I brought my DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Ooh.
And he goes over, and DJ Jazzy Jeff starts. So now they're doing Parents Just Don't Understand. He's doing with his son.
Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince.
Oh!
Doing Parents Just Don't Understand with his son, which is awesome to see because he's now a parent. Then he's like, all right, Graham, so we're done? No. He brings out another guest. Will brings out another guest. Alfonso Ribeiro comes walking out.
What?
And he does the Carlton.
What?
And just when you think all that's done, he goes one more and does, oh my God, what's the name of the song? He brings Graham Norton over, and they do the cowboy song, the cowboy, God.
Dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun.
he does that.
Jump on it.
And Graham
Jump
Norton's
on it.
dancing with
Jump
them,
on it.
which is hysterical.
Dun,
It's
dun,
worth a
dun,
watch.
dun,
Look it up. It's
dun,
got like
dun,
12
dun.
million views. It's hysterical. And I went, wow, I need to see more of what this guy does.
That's content.
Amazing guest.
That's
Great.
content.
Yeah, oh, it's outstanding. So
That's content.
your turn.
They recently, if you have the ESPN Plus or Disney Plus or any of that, you can get all of the 30 for 30 documentaries, which are absolutely amazing.
Love Disney Plus.
And even if you're not a sports fan, a lot of these 30 for 30 documentaries are great. So don't let me lose you if you're not a sports fan or not a basketball fan. There's one out there called For Better or Worse.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
No.
It's the life story of Dennis Rodman.
Oh. And I've met Rodman.
Is-
by the way, that's our little tie-in there.
So have I.
I've hung out with the guy
I sat next to him on a plane.
for an entire football game followed by a night out at the bar.
Everything's not about you. We're done. So Dennis Rodman.
I'm so sad. I just shared awesome content, me hanging out, stealing a cigar from Dennis Rodman. That's good stuff.
You should save that for after
Or when we talk about Dennis
I
Rodman.
do the recommendation, and then we'll do it.
All about you. You go ahead.
You'll bring it. It's always all about you. You always say all about. I'm like, oh my God, I have the flu right now. You're like, oh, I just stubbed my toe. I hurt too.
I'm Batman.
Always about Batman. So for better or worse, Dennis Rodman, it's amazing. I didn't realize how deep his life story went. I didn't realize that Dennis Rodman was 5'10" when he graduated high school.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it's possible to have a 13-inch growth spurt over the course of one summer and go to junior college and dominate, and then all of a sudden you become the Worm.
Yeah.
All this stuff. I didn't know where the
I've
nickname
heard
The
that.
Worm came from.
I've heard
I
that
didn't
piece,
know
yeah.
any of this stuff.
Yeah.
His whole family life, his relationships with all of his coaches and players. It was just it's such a great human story. It happens to be a basketball player, but it's just a great human story. I think everyone just needs to watch it. And it's sad. There's some sad parts of that story, right?
Yeah.
There's depression. There's
he had a tough
parents
run.
issues.
Yeah.
There's education issues. There's just human interaction issues and anxiety. And it's just it has highs and it has lows. Madonna's there. There's a bunch of stuff that he wears a dress to a book signing. He marries
came out
himself.
so normal.
And it's so and it's just so it's such an interesting story that I just want to recommend that. And it's really funny. I went to remember that wedding I was telling you about that I went to in LA a few months back?
Yeah.
I was just talking to a friend of mine and he goes, oh, just casually goes, oh, I was the art director on that movie.
Oh, wow.
Like, oh, you don't say.
That's cool.
I was like, how come I didn't know that? Oh, well, they didn't put credits in that movie. How can you not put credits at the end of a film?
Wow.
Right? Thanks, Dennis.
Interesting.
That was the credits. Thanks, Dennis. The end.
Should I share my Dennis story with you with that?
Yes, go for it.
So when I was in Orlando, we brought Dennis down for it was the last game of the year. It was a playoff game. He came out to do the coin toss.
Okay.
And it's going to be like 5 years ago. It was right
It'd
after.
be more than that, right?
No, it probably is. Yeah, you're right. No, probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Either way.
So it was right after his comment with his trip to North Korea is when this is right around that time.
Which is a great part of the film, by the way.
So he's out there, there's a coin toss, and people are talking so much trash to him. They're yelling to him from the stands. They're all over him.
Well, he just called Kim Jong-un a nice guy.
Yeah. We're walking out, and he turns to me. We're walking off the field. He turns to me, and he goes, why are they yelling at me like that? And I go, do you really not know?
Seriously, dude? Seriously.
And again, I'm straining my neck to look up at the guy. I'm not used to that.
Was he
at all.
6'8", something like that?
Yeah. 6'8", 6'9", somewhere in there. He's a big dude. And he just didn't quite understand. He thought, and again, this very small talk conversation, but I could see the way he was talking. He didn't know what he did was, he couldn't understand why people didn't appreciate him going over there. He legitimately had that look like, I'm just trying to do good things. And this guy was a basketball fan, and I'm just trying to make good relations.
Yeah, and it's not. This isn't a spoiler. They talk about this in the film, but it's very early on, so I'm okay saying it. I mean, they reveal he didn't have much of a childhood. Right. Is it that same? I didn't have a childhood, so now I'm going to be, I'm going to act like a child.
It wasn't malicious. It wasn't like, screw you.
Well, no, I don't think it's malicious.
He just had that look like, I don't understand why they don't get it.
Yeah.
That I was trying to be helpful.
Yeah. In the same way that Michael Jackson didn't understand why people didn't get how he didn't have a childhood and just wanted to, have fun.
So I'm letting that go. We go up to the suite. I explain the game. I'm talking about the game with him. And he's asking me questions. Why is this? Why is this? Where do the players come from? Who's the coach? Now, the cool thing was the coach of that Orlando team was Doug Plank.
Okay.
Doug Plank was...
Chicago legend.
Absolutely.
Yep.
His jersey is still on the field. Every time you go to a Bears game, the Bear mascot wears Doug Plank's jersey because he's number...
46?
46. The 4-6 defense was named after
Doug.
Doug.
Oh, there you go.
It was named after Doug Plank. Buddy
See,
Ryan.
And you say I don't listen to you.
Oh, you do. Doug Plank, it was funny. Buddy Ryan used to just name his defenses different schemes after a player who was key to that scheme. So he named the 4-6 after Doug. It wasn't necessarily because of Doug's prowess, but that became the greatest defense in the history of football.
Okay.
So I'm explaining some of this stuff to Rodman, and he's just listening. And sometimes you don't think he's listening. He just keeps talking to you, and he's doing his thing. And he goes, they win the game. Orlando wins. We're going to make the playoffs. So that was the last game of the year. They beat New Orleans to make the playoffs. Great. I said, hey, do you want to come down to the locker room and meet the guys? No, I'm good. And I said, look, it would do them a lot of good to meet a champion like you. Okay. That's all it took.
That's all it took.
So I bring him down. He goes in the locker room. The guys are going nuts at Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
He remembered every bit of that conversation about what the players make and their love for the city. And
wow.
He didn't know who Doug Plank was, but sat there and told him, you've got a champion. This man that's showing you the way is a legend in Chicago. And everyone he's like, and I know Chicago. I played in Chicago.
Yeah, okay, sure, Dennis.
He started playing the whole thing. He was brilliant.
You just blew up Rodman's spot on this podcast.
He was brilliant in the moment. And let me tell you, phones all came out. People were trying to take video of him.
Yeah.
And he said he was talking about guys who were making, arena football guys make like $800 a week, right? Where, NBA players or whoever it is, he starts going off.
They make $800 a minute.
Yeah. So he was talking about the city of Orlando and how important these guys were to the city of Orlando.
Oh.
He said, you guys make $800 a week, and this city loves you because you fight. And he dropped the F-bomb on Dwight Howard. Because he left Orlando. And my eyes just got huge, and I went, he didn't say that. And I look around, and every phone is up, video and Rodman and the whole thing.
So that's on YouTube.
I don't know. I saw it once or twice afterwards, but I haven't looked for it in years.
I wonder. It's probably up on YouTube.
I'm sure.
I'm going to look at it.
It was an amazing speech.
Now, you weren't bearded back then. Were you
small beard? Small
okay.
beard, yeah.
Not Fu Manchu?
No. Small beard.
Okay.
Trimmed beard, like the length of yours.
So you'll still recognize you.
I don't think you'll see me much in there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
okay.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
And then we went to the bar afterwards, and on the way to the bar, we're like, we lost Rodman. We got to the bar, we're like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, his handler came in with him, and he comes over. He's like, he had to stop for cigars. I said, okay, cool.
Oh.
So he stopped for cigars. He hung out with us a little bit, and then needed a roped off area where he can sit by himself.
Of course, yeah.
And wait for certain ladies to come by that he would bring in and talk to.
Yeah.
But I said, oh man, I'm like, I wish I'd known you were getting cigars, to his handler. I'm like, I would have asked you to get me a cigar. He goes, here, have one at Dennis's. I said, really? He won't mind? He goes, no, he won't even notice. I said, okay. So I light up a cigar. We had won the big game. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to Rodman. He goes, is that my cigar? I was like, yeah, your guy gave it to me. Thanks, man. Awesome of you. And he was so annoyed that I had one of his cigars. He bought 12 cigars. He was there for one night. He smoked.
Wow.
And I'm not saying they sat in his mouth. He smoked, full inhale, 12 cigars that night. Dang. And these weren't like little Macanudos. These were
no.
full-on
It's
cigars.
known that wow.
Unreal.
That's crazy.
Unreal. But yeah, that's my little Rodman one-night story.
That's way better than my meeting Dennis Rodman story.
What's yours?
I was on a plane from L.A. to Fort Lauderdale on Virgin.
A long flight.
A very long flight on Virgin America. Back then, I don't know if it's still the case, but so I had the status that I was first in line to upgrade to first class, and it was only an extra $200.
Okay.
If there's a first class seat open, I will pay $200 for essentially one of the longest flights domestically you can take.
Awesome.
So I upgraded. I'm sitting in my seat. I'm sitting on this aisle seat. The Worm sits down opposite me. I'm 1C, Worm's 1B.
All right.
Right. We chat a little bit. This and that. I obviously recognize him. They're like, "Oh, Dennis Rodman. Yeah, you're great." And he was like, "Cool, man. Thanks." He wasn't like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Yeah.
Probably within 90 minutes, he put down about 7 or 8 drinks, and then he slept, and he stuck his feet like way out into the aisle, so it was basically blocking the whole aisle.
Right.
And he started snoring after a little while, and then we landed, and he woke up, and he was like, "Oh, we're here." I was like, "All right, Dennis, take care." And he basically just looked at me and was just like, "Oh, where am I?"
Really?
Like he didn't. I don't think he realized where he was.
Wow.
And then after a second, he was just like, "Oh wait, okay, I'm on an airplane. That's right. I remember what's happening here." And then he got into some limousine and left.
Do you ever have that when you wake up and you're like, you were so deep you don't like
groggy?
Know what's going on?
Nah, the only time it's really ever happened is when I'm not at my own place.
Really?
Like I'll wake up like either in a hotel or the worst was, in college waking up on a couch or a floor somewhere and being like, "Where am I?" And you always remember after a little bit. But yeah, I've had a little bit of that.
I've had where you take a nap, like you come home from work, you're just exhausted, you sit down on the couch and you don't even know you fell asleep, and you wake up and you kind of go, "What's going on?" Like you didn't know you were out. You ever have that? You never get that? Like I didn't know.
No.
Not necessarily, like I didn't know what
No.
time. I don't know what time of day it is. Is it morning? Is it night?
Oh, that's
like
never
did I
good.
sleep through? Like it's an odd thing. I don't know. Maybe our listeners can say they've had some odd sleep stories.
Yeah, or maybe they won't even remember that they listened to this show.
Ooh, I'm Batman.
Yay!